Hello, welcome to Game On, the show that can now be controlled entirely by your movements. Wave your left hand. Now go on, wave it. Wave it.
Yeah, you look like an idiot.
You do, yeah. Coming up this week.
Duty calls. Game On gives the definitive verdict on Black Ops.
We get ourselves connected.
And Nana.
Boom.
Nana.
Boom.
Nana. Nana.
Boom. Gaming-wise, let's face it, this week has been bigger than Manuel Uribe's spare tyre.
On Monday, we were treated to a military reception at London's iconic Battersea Power Station for the launch of the latest Call of Duty game.
Then the very next day, Microsoft pulled out all the stops, by which we mean hired an ice rink, a boy band and a Leona Lewis to launch their latest technological innovation, Kinect.
By Wednesday, all the celebrities had gone and we finally got a chance to get gaming and find out if all the fuss was worthwhile. There's been one word on gamers' lips this week, and that word has been blops.
Blops?
Yeah, blops. Blops, blops, blops.
Blops. Yep, there's a new game out this week, and chances are you might have heard of it.
Blops of Duty Black Blops is the latest release from Activision and Treyarch's first foray out of the World War II format for the series.
Set during the Cold War, it centres around a series of deniable operations behind enemy lines, providing a tense and well-paced campaign experience.
It also happens to be the best structured COD campaign we've ever seen. The narrative, of course, still jumps between different locations and time periods, but it's held together by an engaging plot that's, wait for it, almost believable.
Surely not.
No, really. Sort of.
Ready when you are.
You're taken into missions by way of memory flashbacks during a lengthy and torturous interrogation.
Think Assassin's Creed with a serious case of PTSD.
Yeah, you don't know, man, your ancestors weren't there.
That kind of thing. Anyway, the interrogation builds up an engrossing narrative around the action, even if the guy asking the questions does sound a bit like RoboCop.
The gameplay itself is a real breath of fresh air from Treyarch. They've capitalised on the rarely covered Cold War setting, flexing their muscles and showing the kind of experience they can create when they're not just dug in against the Nazis.
Variety is, of course, the spice of life, and Blops has it by the hundredweight.
Hundredweight? We don't use imperial measures anymore. Someone's a few shillings short of a sovereign.
Contact!
Blops does have some tremendously varied gameplay, at points making you feel like a one-man army, at others locking you into a desperate struggle to gain ground against the enemy.
At those points, Blops comes dangerously close to the same slow slog gameplay that bogged down Treyarch's last title, World at War.
Or COD WoW.
But even at these points, they've made massive improvements on the gameplay.
Speaking of improvements, Blops packs an absolutely stunning multiplayer. Don't get us wrong, we loved the multiplayer experience in Modern Warfare 2, but it was all a little busy.
The game was constantly screaming at you, and at points the screen seemed cluttered, flummoxing the less experienced.
Yeah, it was basically multiplayer with ADHD. By contrast, Blops is crisp, clear and above all fun.
We weren't sure how a COD title could improve in the multiplayer stakes, but by Jove, they've done it.
The biggest triumph in the multiplayer is the level of customization. Instead of completing challenges to unlock weapon add-ons and the like, you can now pick and choose which ones to unlock by spending hard-earned COD points.
As a result, the custom classes you create truly become your own, investing you further in the multiplayer.
As if people needed to be sucked in anymore.
Quite. Kill streaks seem better balanced, though still ridiculous, and the gameplay is well and truly transformed by one simple manoeuvre.
Oh yeah, what move's that then?
Whoop!
Yep, the dolphin dive, taking you from a sprint to the prone position quicker than you can say
"Get down!"
was a simple addition, but absolutely revolutionised the gameplay. It creates some truly stunning moments in multiplayer and will save your hide countless times during the campaign.
That is, of course, once you get used to it, as you'll probably use your first few tries to go sailing over the cover you hope to reach, landing in the great wide open and getting your head blown off for the trouble.
Do you want to stand up now? So what can we conclude? Well, there'll still be a few complaints about the length of the single player, but overall COD Blops is a fantastic game.
It looks and sounds great in high or standard definition, boasts a gripping campaign, stunning multiplayer, and of course more zombies than you can fire a gun at.
Yeah, that mode is fantastic. Just wish we had enough time to talk about it.
Well, we don't, so shut up, I guess.
Yeah, we give Blops 9 blops out of Blop. Now, children, we're going to review an exciting new video game thing. It's called Kinect. What are you doing, Johnny?
I'm playing a game!
But you haven't got a controller.
I am the controller!
Kinect, Microsoft's new motion sensor peripheral, allowing your body to become the controller, is without doubt an impressive piece of technology. At launch, though, it is uncompromisingly aimed at a particular audience, and it does spend a lot of time patronising you in the extreme, while plinky-plonky music plays incessantly in the background.
It's a bit like this show.
It is a bit like this show, I was thinking.
Good.
Okay.
The games that are available now are firmly focused on family fun, by which we mean showcasing the technology in a number of very safe and cutesy ways, all of which, incidentally, are designed explicitly to make you look stupid.
Whether that's jumping up and down, flapping your arms like a wazzock, or trying to look good dancing.
Here's a hint, you can't.
It is, however, a truly liberating experience and a surprisingly intuitive one. While the launch titles aren't exactly the most in-depth games you'll ever play this year, they do give you an entirely new take on gaming.
It gives you a great sense of freedom rarely achieved with motion-sensitive tech and taps into a vein of innocent, childlike fun.
The technology works very well, throwing up far fewer problems than we were expecting, though it doesn't like it when you cross your arms, or try and do that, I noticed.
That's true, yeah.
The energetic launch titles like Kinect Adventures are doubtless the key to cornering the casual market this Christmas, though aside from the weirdly compelling Dance Central, there isn't much to draw in the hardcore market.
Yet.
Yeah, that's the key. Kinect boasts some fantastic technology, the facial recognition is especially cool, but we've yet to see a game that's really going to define it as the gaming revolution it claims to be.
Doubtless a knockout Kinect game is coming, but it's not here yet. In the meantime, though, it is still definitely worth your investment, especially as it's probably going to extend the life of the 360 by another 5 years. So you may as well just kick back and dance like a moron. Eh?
It's time to play the Wii. The Nintendo Wii. Goldeneye.
Ah.
Yep, Goldeneye 007, the seminal first-person shooter, is back with a rebooted version for the Wii.
Brosnan and the original film cast are gone, replaced by Craig & Co, with all new voice acting and character renders.
MI6 has given us the go-ahead on a mission.
But is this trip down memory lane pure gold, or just a pointless eyesore?
Brilliant. The first thing to say is it has been handled with real love and care by people that clearly thought the original game was as awesome as we did.
Everything you loved from Goldeneye on the N64 is still there, with some neat expansions that enhance and update the whole experience without detracting from anything that made the game great.
While the gameplay feels satisfyingly similar to the early FPS, it has been cleverly tweaked, smoothed and tightened to make it acceptable for gamers used to today's super slick FPS franchises.
Split-screen multiplayer is still just as tense and playable as the original game, while the additional flourishes and points win prizes reward system make it even more addictive.
The only thing that doesn't quite feel right straight away is the control system. The default controls have you holding the Wiimote in your right hand, pointing the way you want to look in, and the nunchuck in your left hand, controlling the analog stick to walk you around. It's not as snug and comfy as the chunky smooth N64 controller and takes some getting used to.
The devs are aware of this though and have made various control options available, including support for the classic Controller Pro. But as far as Wii gameplay goes, they've gone to great lengths to make it work, and for the most part, it's a huge success.
All in all then, Goldeneye 007 strikes the perfect balance between nostalgia and innovation, and what could have been a cynical money-making exercise is in fact a genuinely exciting and original new game that's as relevant and playable as ever.
Did it leave you shaken and stirred? Do you expect me to leave?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. And finally, Game On had the prestigious honour this week of meeting the world's greatest sportsman.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I think I've won probably the most titles, that's for sure, 100, so I've done okay.
That guy? Really?
Yeah, Phil the Power Taylor.
What about Usain Bolt?
What about Usain Bolt?
Surely he's better.
Well, no, has he got 15 world titles?
Roger Federer?
Has he got 15 world titles?
Oh, it's Tiger Woods.
Has he got 15 world titles?
No.
No, well then he's not the world's greatest sportsman, is he?
Well, you say sport.
Yes, I say sport. We caught up with The Power to ask him about PDC World Championship darts and how it compares to the real thing.
It's brilliant, it's exactly the same.
It's official, folks. PlayStation Move can put your eye out if you're not careful.
I'm fairly sure that's not what he meant.
What I like about it, I've got it for my grandsons. I've got a grandson who's 7 and one who was only 2 yet, but it's great for the mathematics as well.
Good for maths and far less likely to blind you. PDC World Championship darts comes out on the 26th, just in time for the start of the Pro Darts Championship season, so perfect.
Game, shot, and the match!
That's it for this week. We're off to drink copious amounts of beer and call it training.
More gaming goofs next week.
Oh, it actually goes da-da, da-da, Do you want...
There he goes.
Okay. It looked pretty emo for a second there.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Wave it! I was going for the pivot thing. You don't do, friends. Emo. It's like an emo ghost creeping on your forehead.
The games that and A surprisingly.
Yeah, I just didn't need that. I just thought
I can do without the letter A, to be honest.
Well, the day Kinect can do that, I will be impressed. Truly impressed.
The day Kinect can do this, I will similarly be impressed. Here's a list of things Kinect can't do. Without detracting from anything that made the game great. Hello, my name is Mr. Darcy.
And finally, Game On had the Pristinius.
It's been a long time since we've done anything Pristinius.
Variety is, of course, the spice of life, and Blops has it by the hundredweight.
Hundredweight? We don't use imperial measures anymore, mate. Someone's a few shillings short of a sovereign.
Someone's a few shillings short. Sure. You're working for Spectre.
Punch the keys, for God's sake! Hundredweight. We don't use imperial measures anymore, mate. Someone's a few shillings short of a sovereign.
Sounds so scripted. If I have to say variety is, of course, the spice of life once more, I might explode.
The game was constantly screaming at you, and at points the screen seemed cluttered, flummoxing the less experienced.
Oh yeah, what move's that then? What move is that then? Oh yeah, what move's that? I like the noise. Yeah, fine.